Alright guys, welcome back to another setup video. I know there's a few reviews I'm behind on, but I kind of wanted to break it up a little bit. A lot of the pictures I take are because new mini-mates come out. It only gives me the chance to focus on those just because it takes up so much time. So I'm going to take a break from that for a little bit and do some videos of the X-Men. I just did that Maximum Carnage run, and it was so much fun, and it was, just a great run of pictures that I really wish that there was an X-Men run. The problem with X-Men mini-mates is there aren't enough villains other than Days of Future Past, which I did a long time ago. There aren't enough villains to do like Executioner's Song or Fatal Attractions or anything else. And it really kind of made me sad that I couldn't give the X-Men the same treatment I gave Spider-Man in that run. So basically, I'm just going to take a little bit of a time out from reviews and do a bunch of X-Men shots. So this is the first one right here. This, of course, is based off the New Mutants graphic novel with all these characters. This is like the cover of it. This is their introduction to the Marvel Universe. So I just figured I'd give an ode to it. I just used a white tag board for a background, and then posed the figures as much like the original comics I could with Xavier there in the background. I just figured I'd do some New Mutants love, since that doesn't happen very often on Instagram or just in general in my pictures. So anyways, this is the first one. Pretty simple. Let's go on to the next one. Our next shot, this is an awesome one for all you guys who are longtime X-Men fans, especially the 90s. This is around the time of Fatal Attractions. Xavier mind wipes Magneto, and Colossus ends up leaving the X-Men to join the Acolytes, and he takes care of Magneto, basically watches over him and stuff. So the focus on this is going to be on the helmet, and then with them in the background. Yeah, that's what they look like. Colossus is just a random kit bash of a few characters with purple, and the cape is, God, what's his name? Balder the Brave from Thor. That's his cape. But, yeah, so this is, just an ode to that. I think it might actually be a comic panel of just Magneto and the helmet, if I remember correctly. But I figured I'd throw Colossus in there too while I was at it, and just may as well throw him in there. Pretty cool having him in there. It was kind of neat when he joined the Acolytes and left the X-Men. It's kind of out of character, but he's always been kind of a bitter, what do you want to call it, self-destructive, self-sabotaging character. He does that quite a bit, like he did with the Legacy Virus, like he did when he went to the War World and Secret Wars. Colossus kind of has this streak of doing stupid stuff that's kind of a bit self-destructive. So anyways, yeah, this is it right here for this shot. So we'll move on to the next one. So here's our next shot. We got a little group action in the Danger Room with Wolverine and Colossus beating up some Sentinels. So these backgrounds, of course, came from Luke's Toy Store, his Luke crate that I did a review on. These effects are from online, like a kind of a smaller outfit called Demon Creations. I don't know if they're still making them or not. But that's where I got those from. And then, yeah, this is it's going to be up close. It's going to be cropped nice and tight to where, you don't see all that dead space. We're going to have, the tighter it is, I think, the more chaotic it looks. And that's kind of what I'm going for, is these two tearing things up in the Danger Room. So I don't remember what that face is on Wolverine. It's one of my extra heads from, what do you call it? From that case that I got full of heads. I lost my train of thought there for a second. Yeah, so I don't know what that came from. I think about an extra at Luke's Toy Store or something. But this should be a pretty cool shot. Pretty excited about this one. So let's go on to the next one. So here's my next shot. This is kind of a fun one. We don't do, very many shots where the mini-mates appear to be giant, but we have this Sentinel And I have this X-Men Blackbird from the 90s, back when the X-Men were kind of in their prime. And yeah, so I'm using that good old wire technique. The shooting hand and the Blackbird are both on wires, so they appear to be levitating. That Sentinel, actually that little rocket part that comes off the hand, that's from the very first Sentinels that we ever got. Yeah, and I just used it for this Sentinel, which is one of the later ones. I think it's from the Days of Future Past box set. So it's a really cool Sentinel. I really appreciate the classic design on it. Yeah, pretty awesome. So anyways, yeah, that's pretty much this shot. Glad to use that building again. Hopefully someday I'll use it for a Galactus shot or something like that. But yeah, for now we got this cool Sentinel shot. So anyways, on to the next one. So here's the next shot. I started tearing this one down before before I even did the video on telling you guys how I did or what I'm doing exactly. And I'm too lazy to put it back together. So back in the classic X-Men, there was a X-Men issue where this Magneto has a all-black face, crazy eyes, and he's putting his helmet back on. And a little bit more information. This costume here is actually when Magneto took over for Xavier, the worst headmaster, father figure of all time. Xavier decided to go run off to the Shi'ar Empire and left Magneto in charge of the school. And the X-Men, of course, were suspicious of him, and then a bunch of stuff happens, but there's kind of an iconic cover where Magneto is putting his old helmet back on, and that's what I did here. But as I said, I started putting it away, forgot I want to do this video, and then put it all back together, and but I didn't put the helmet back on. And you'll see the shot at the end of this video, of the final product of that. But just kind of want to pay homage to that. I think we'll do one more video, and then I think we'll call it quits for this behind the scenes video of my X-Men shots. All right, everybody. Yeah, this is the next shot. It's kind of based, I think, off the arcade game from the late 80s, early 90s. Of the X-Men. I think there's a scene where Magneto controls two Sentinels. Very pleased with how this one turned out. It, kind of started out as more of a sideways shot, and then this just kind of worked itself out. And it looks amazing. I'm having a hard time really lighting up those Sentinels because they're super glary. Any direct light kind of puts a glare like this, the one on the right, like right down the middle of his face. I get a lot of glares and stuff. So, and I know I'll get asked. These Sentinels were ordered custom from the Philippines. This guy made them, and I don't know what happened, if he lost money on them, if they're just too hard to make or what. But he stopped making them. I think there's only like 6 in existence or something like that, and there's a couple that are in different colors from these. They were pretty spendy. I kind of wish I would have bought another one just because they're so amazing. And but like these things are like the crown jewel of my mini-made collection. So we're going to do a few more shots using the Sentinels, as the villains and stuff. And this one actually, yeah, a little bit of Magneto and the Sentinels. So that's pretty awesome that this worked out as well as it did. I love Magneto, and Sentinels are pretty awesome too. So anyways, on to the next shot. So here's our next shot. This is from New X-Men. Figured I'd do a little bit for these guys. I've never used them before. This is kind of a X-Men through the ages, series of shots. Like I said before, just all motivated from Maximum Carnage. It's like X-Men have always been my favorite. I love Maximum Carnage, but man, I'd love to do that for a X-Men. And I think I do actually have a storyline figured out for them that I am going to do eventually, pay homage to. Before I didn't think I could do anything because there aren't enough villains. There's always too many side characters in these big group, comics or whatever, that I wouldn't be able to do it, but I found one that I can actually do since I have all the characters, and I think a lot of people like it, but I'll get to that eventually. But yeah, so yeah, new X-Men shot. Got the 2 Sentinels. Got Wolverine, you know, cutting into this one in the back. I got an effect. I got a little bit of smoke. The way I have this set up, you won't even really see what's going on anyways. But yeah, so it's going to be like this. It's a little out of focus, but it'll look good. You know, making sure that I have my Sentinel faces in there. Just makes them look that much better when they're laying around. Yeah, new X-Men. Glad I finally do a shot for this. I know a lot of people out there really like that run. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I've actually come to respect it quite a bit. The art is one of the hardest things I have to deal with in that series, but yeah, I definitely have you know, grown to like it over the years. So anyways, I think we'll do one more shot and we'll be done with this video. I'm gonna, yeah, I've said it before, I'm gonna do more of these videos of all my setups that aren't connected to a review or anything else. You know, I'll probably start doing, you know, my other video, my last one was Maximum Carnage Masterworks series. When I start doing actual storyline series, I will use that title or whatever if it's all a consecutive story, and you guys will see that. I got one in mind coming up, and then yeah, so this is mostly just setups on videos like this. There is no cohesive thing. It's all X-Men theme, but it's not like we're telling Executioner's song or something like that. So anyways, one more shot and I think we'll call it a night. So this will be our final shot. It's another Sentinel shot. Since I got them out, may as well use them. I typically pack them away in bubble wrap when I'm not using them, just because you know, they're they're so awesome and so hard to get that yeah, I take very good care of them. So since they're one of a kind, but yeah, this is just a shot. It's gonna be a paneled shot. Sentinel coming after Wolverine, and of course Wolverine takes him down because that's what Wolverine does. Got a cool construction site here. These shipping containers are Playmobil. I don't even think they cost that much. This construction thing in the background, that God, what are those called? I have a review video for them somewhere. I forget what they're called. It's been so long, but it's way at the beginning of all the videos I made. And then I just threw in a few props here, some cones, some barrels. Those are like 1/28 or 1/32 models or whatever is what you'd search on eBay to find those. Yeah, so we're going to do a paneled shot. It's going to be him taking the Sentinel down, and then the Sentinel laying down, in a panoramic shot of Wolverine walking away is the plan. So let's go on to that other panel for this shot real quick. So here's a final shot. As I said, you know, this is going to be a paneled shot with the last one. We'll put, you know, this underneath the other one after he's taken down the Sentinel. So yeah, that was a pretty good run of X-Men shots. I'm pretty happy with it. You know, it was awesome. I love X-Men. Haven't really done much with them, so I think there's like maybe 7 or 8 shots on here that will, you know, that kind of quench that thirst. But I will definitely be back for more X-Men shots. As I said, I figured out a storyline to do for them, you know, where everything's themed, and a lot of people will recognize, a lot of diehard X-Men fans will recognize it. So anyways, wanted to give a shout out to MOC Maker, MOC _Maker. He makes some stop motion. He always comments on my, you know, on my videos and says a lot of nice things. I just want to say thanks, man, for, you know, showing, you know, saying nice things and stuff. I appreciate that. So anyways, yeah, that's it. Let's call it a wrap. Check out the description of this video for my Facebook and Instagram links. That has all my mini-made pictures on it. Check out my other videos. There's a lot of cool stuff on there. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, actually. I don't even know if this is going to go up tonight or tomorrow, but happy Thanksgiving to all you viewers out there. Appreciate the view. Hit that like and subscribe button. And yeah, we'll see you at the next video. Bye.